Hi. Thank you.
Obviously, a massive win for you guys. What's your
Yeah, I'm really pleased. I think it's a big step for us. There's no doubt about that. And I said that to the girls. I didn't like the second half again, but because I think we can retain possession more or actually kill them off a little bit more. We had some really good counter-attacking opportunities. But I understand the anxiety around it. I mean, this team, Chelsea, have been really successful here, really successful in winning streaks. And certainly their home form has been really good. So, yeah, like I say, really pleased, proud of the players. I thought we defended incredibly well. And we've got 8 games to go. We're excited about the challenge. It's a big step, but that's all it is. It's 3 points and we move on to the next.
Yeah, you mentioned the defensive record there. It's almost maybe gone under the radar, perhaps, just how good defensively you've been. Obviously, another impressive performance from Gareth.
Yeah, she gets stick from the crowd. I don't get it. I really don't get it. You know, dodgy keeper and all that. You just think this is the keeper that's performing the best in the WSL. We've conceded 8 goals all season, which is really top. And of course, there's lots that goes into that, all the way from Bunny at the front to, you know, Alex and Laya today were very good. Alana comes on, makes an incredible block. Demi comes into the situation where she's not had minutes and she's coming into a really fast game, same as for Angadal and Mary Fowler. But yeah, just great credit to the girls. They've been really determined this season in terms of, you know, where we came up short last season, what we probably needed to do. We've suffered a little bit. I know Chelsea have as well with players. We've suffered, obviously, losing Jill. But the reaction since then has been great. I think 5 clean sheets on the bounce and some difficult games in there.
Yeah, just finding it this part of she was fantastic.
Yeah, did great. Did really well for the goal. She's so good, Jess, at driving in between lines. And it was a great pick out for Bunny. And when Bunny gets in those situations, you really fancy her to score.
Just on Jess, she kind of maybe found some to come by, especially in the league this season, and then he threw in start line against Chelsea. I mean, what was it that you've seen from her that made you think he's not trusting him? One of the biggest weaknesses.
Well, I think the impact of Jill was, you know, if Jill was still fit, she plays. She's a top player and she's really hit the ground running for the club. But I've spoken about Jessie recently and she's always been there. I think she's always been a player that has really interested me. I mean, she helped us win our first trophy together as a team, coming off the bench and showing real maturity from a young age. She obviously had a good season last year, going and playing regularly at Everton. And there were times last year I was monitoring her progress and I was like, you know, as much as she's growing and developing elsewhere, we could really do with her here. But she's had to be patient, but her training levels and her attitude has been first class and I think is a real example for any young player. She's now broken into the England setup as well. We've adjusted her position a little bit, but I've always felt she's capable of playing in between the lines. And yeah, she picked up some good positions this evening and works tremendously hard off the ball as well.
It says a lot about her as a player as well. Step up in the match again like this.
Yeah. But she's capable. You know, you look at Jess and you see physically, okay, she's not the biggest, but agility is very good. Her ball control and her technique is very, very good. Always with Jess, it's always the thing that's going to make her world class will be her final action. But she's improving a lot on that, working hard with Sean in training. And she's really contributing to the team at the moment.
Gareth, congratulations. In terms of the league meetings, that's City's first away league win against Chelsea for 8 years. I'm wondering what that will do psychologically for your group, sort of coming on one.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice for me. It's my first time I've won here. I mean, not been successful here at all, which has frustrated me. And at times, second half, you probably feel that Chelsea, with the amount of balls that they sling into the box, that there's something's going to happen. But I think all it is a step. It's a big step for us. There's no doubt about it. I think we've kind of gone under the radar a little bit this season. I think we've tried to play our game as much as we possibly can, but we've added a bit of a steeliness and determination to our defending now. So we work really hard on that. We're trying to improve our set plays a lot because we create a lot of corners and free kicks. And the signs are good, but it's just hard work from the players. I have to say that the spirit in the club and the spirit in the team and the togetherness from players like Ruby Mace, Esme Morgan, who don't potentially get on the pitch for a long time, their attitude and their harmony is very, very good.
And we all know how unlucky you felt with the sending offs in the reverse games. Did the kind of football
Yeah.
god shine on you with the penalty decision with Alex on Ramirez in the first half?
I don't know. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. I'd have to see it. I also said before, the game at home, our beef wasn't with Chelsea. I think it was obviously the officials. And I was thinking, right, okay, if they're going to be this tight on timings, then let's see. We're going to see a lot of red cards. But as usual, it seems like they step back down and realise it's a bit crazy. But yeah, I think even when you look at that game, the signs were there. The determination in the team to concede in the 96th minute, and we had to have Alana off the pitch because the medic came on. It was frustrating. We were down to 7, I think, at that time. Or 8 was it? Yeah. So, big strides. But again, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got 8 games left. We've got another couple of competitions to look forward to. But we just attack the next game and recover now. It's really difficult. We have a quick turnaround against Everton. We're at the first game Saturday morning. We've still got some of our players who are playing on Wednesday. This stage of the season, you want to try and keep your players as fresh as you possibly can, and that's really difficult.
Is that music coming from the dressing room?
Good sounds, nice tunes.
One of the criticisms maybe of your team over the last few years is that sometimes the performances have always been backed up by the results. You mentioned that second half maybe wasn't as kind of enjoying to watch for you, but kind of the players dragging themselves over the line and making sure they get results. Is that kind of what you think they've got better at this season? That you mentioned the determination.
Yeah, absolutely. Second half we can play so much better than that. Our ball retention was, I don't even want to see the stats. It'd be horrible. Whereas first half I thought we controlled large parts of the game. We really worked their forward pairing and to allow Laya or Alex to step in. So yeah, there's a lot about that game I didn't like, but I think, like I say, sometimes it's really hard for players to play the game and not the occasion. And second half we played the occasion a little bit, but like I say, no criticism. I think we have to give the players great credit for the way they handle things. And like you say, I think we are really, really determined this season. I think in the past our performances have been quite good. In certain games we've lost or drew. But I think we've probably been a bit soft in those moments defensively. Whereas now, I just think there's this newfound kind of determination between the team.
Hi Dan, congrats on the win. Just wanted to ask, what do you think this result says about how your team have adapted, particularly since that loss against Brighton, in terms of how they've come up to this result now?
Yeah, the Brighton game, funny enough, talking about performances, we weren't horrific. We weren't. It was just sometimes you have those games where I thought we built up really well. We stepped into the second half of their pitch, into the opposition half, and then we just we're really loose with the final. And then they have one opportunity and score. That's football. Sometimes the gods are against you sometimes, and they're probably with us a little bit in the second half today with certain situations. But yeah, I think if you continually keep knocking on the door, and I think there is a bit of a new feel about this group. And also I feel that the fact that we've been together for a lot longer just allows you to really start to step and improve. And that's really hard at the moment in the women's setup, because the wages are going sky high, the transfer fees are coming in. It's hard to get players to sign for longer so that you can continue to work with them for a while. But I think what you are seeing with this group of players now is a lot of the hard work that we've been putting in, not just pre-season, last season, and in the way we train.
Hi guys. If you went back to October, December, now February, what's your assessment of your team, of where it's at right now?
I think we've kind of gone unbeaten since that Brighton game. We lost to Arsenal, we lost to Brighton. I think since then we've been pretty flawless. We've played some big games, we've had some big moments, we've put in some really top performances. I'll always look at the team and say, we're not there yet. You're never there. You're never there to where you want it to be. And like I say, second half, I want our team to come here and exploit even more what we had in the first half, rather than shore it up and just get through. But like I said to you, I also understand that part of it where the girls might be potentially anxious. But I think we do our best stuff when we play in a calm manner with a steely determination. And we had that tonight. Second half, it was really difficult because it was backs against the wall a little bit. But I think we're a work in progress. And I've always said this, and it's not a cop-out. It's not we haven't hidden our ambitions about what we want to do. Every trophy we try to win. Every competition that we go into, we try to win, and we know how tough that is. You know, Emma's been really successful here. It's only myself and twice, and Jonas once, who's taken trophies outside of my period of time of being in the women's game. You know, so that just goes to show you that what they built here is what we're trying to achieve, for sure. But it's really difficult. It's really difficult.
How do you build off that momentum now? Kind of the international break comes at a tricky moment for you, having built such a...
Yeah, I've always said the international break always comes at the wrong time. So if you've just won or been on a run like we have, you don't want it to end. If you've just lost a game, like if we'd have lost tonight, you can't wait for the next game to get the players back again. So it is what it is. You know, the demands on the players are really high at the moment. I think what we're doing quite well now is having good conversations with the nations, because they want the best players, of course. I understand that, but we try to work together really hard to guarantee that we get the best of both worlds and players are able to be the best versions of themselves.
You must feel like you have the real, bit between your teeth at the title race now.
We do, but it's still Chelsea's. Chelsea are the champions. They're still there. And, it's a great move for us tonight and it's a big step, but we've got a lot of work to do.
Gareth, congratulations on your team's win tonight.
Thank
Two
you.
questions from me, really. First question is, what has been the key to tonight's win? And also, where do you think City can improve moving forward?
Confidence, I think, was high going into the game. I think this was just like the perfect time for us to play Chelsea, being 3 points behind, in a good reign of form, keeping clean sheets. Knew the margins were going to be tight. I said it on Sunday at Arsenal, it's going to be tight. And yeah, I think that's one of the key things. And the second bit about where we improve, how long have you got? how big a newspaper have you got, or a web? It's going to be a lot. We need to improve a lot of things. But with the players and the team that we have and the group of staff, we're really, really determined to just continually improve. And we've got really hungry players that want to do that.
Thank you.
Hi, so you're now 11 on points, both with a plus 28 goal difference with 8 games left. At what point does goal difference become a factor you consider when you're talking about in-game management? If not already, then when?
Yeah, we had a big shift when we beat Spurs 7-0. Our goal difference went huge in one game. So, was our intention to go out and score that many? No, it's to win the game, first and foremost. I think that's the most important thing. So I'd like to say we were so strategically clever that we're thinking about, we're going for it to try and increase the goals. Winning games is important. And of course, I think with the nature of the WSL, it's so tight. In my time here, every league has gone to the final game. Every league title has gone to the final game of the season. And so obviously goals conceded and scored become important, goal difference. So I think these types of games, you're never probably going to start running up huge scores. But again, I think we'll always create chances. We're improving defensively as well. So, from last season, we expect those margins to be a bit better than what they were. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Okay.